This is the Tackle Club Freshwater Bass and Yellows box for July. Now, whether you fish in the river or the dam, we've got enough to cover both bases. Going to start off with the hard body in the box here from Lunch. 100% tank tested. We have here a floating, narrow rolling little bibbed hard body. This is going to be perfect for trolling some of the river edges or straight down the guts of your dam, around the edges of the dam as well. It's going to dive down 2 to 3 meters. So obviously, if you've got a good thermocline sitting around that 3 meter mark, troll this straight through that. Not only that, but if trolling's not your thing, feel free to start flicking this in and around some of the structure, rip it down, add some pauses. Utilize that slow float to float back up over the structure and continue fishing this. So you can fish this not only in open water, but in the structure as well. If you find yourself out in deeper water though, I'll probably jump straight across to this one, the Tamiki Volt blade. Now I like to do either a hop and retrieve or a straight vertical jigging motion with this one. But with this, if I do find a good school of fish in one of my local impoundments, I like to sit my boat or kayak back off them, make a cast past the school, and sort of work it back through the school again. Often letting it sink right to the bottom, then hopping it off the bottom again, straight into a slow to medium retrieve. If you manage to come across a good school of fish that is sitting directly beneath your kayak or boat, then is a good time to fish this vertically. Just drop it straight down into their face and just vibe it up and down until they get sick of this thing being in their face and they will hit it. If you want a different sort of approach to this sort of fishing though, then you're gonna jump over to the Tamiki Bobsleigh. So something like ice jigs are hugely popular through the colder months, chasing impoundment bass or schooling up bass as well. So something like this works very similar to an ice jig. You're just gonna tie it to your line, drop it down, work it vertically, but instead of vibing, this thing darts and swings all over the place, hence the name Bobsleigh. So it does have a very similar swimming action to an ice jig if you fished them before, but something like this, like I said earlier, is just perfect for those schooled up tight fish that are beneath your kayak or boat, and you can just fish this vertically. Then we've got 2 soft plastic options for you here. This is the original knock and tail lures that have a built-in rattle, so a soft plastic paddle tail with a rattle, a bit hard to hear from here probably, built into the tail. So as that tail swings and kicks about on your retrieve, it's going to be rattling and make this nice fizzing sound, which is going to be awesome for your deep water, your shallow water, anywhere. Just got to rig it up with the right sort of jig head where you're fishing. If you're fishing the structure in some shallow water, I'd probably go, 1/6 to 1/4 ounce. Deeper waters, I like to drop down to 3/8 to 1/2 ounce sort of a thing. There's going to be plenty for that. If you want more of a silent approach, that you fear that the sound might be scaring fish off rather than attracting, which can happen both ways, then you're going to jump over to your Tamiki Armor shad in your 3-inch. So obviously like a 3-inch little T-tail paddle tail. It's got that flat paddle tail rather than that angled one, catching more water, giving a really tight action, which is one thing I love about these sort of soft plastics. Something like this, if I'm fishing the deeper water, similar to the blade, if you can sit off the school of fish, cast and retrieve, slow to medium roll, just straight through that school of fish. If they're sitting closer to the bottom, you can go slightly heavier jig head, drop this down, just sort of do a wind and pause retrieve. So wind it off the bottom, 3, 4, 5 winds, pause, let it sink back down again, and just continue that over and over again if those fish are sitting down deep. That's it for the Bass and Yellows box this month. If you want to check it out or any of the others in the range, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au, pick a box that's right for you, and welcome to the club.